And joining me now are Dr. Margaret Larkins-Pettigrew and Chenits Pettigrew Jr. She is the Chief Clinical Diversity and Inclusion Officer at the Allegheny Health Network, and he is the Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion at the University of Pittsburgh School of Medicine. They both participated in the Pfizer vaccine trial. Welcome, and thank you for being here, both of you. So we just listened to Antonia's report about there being some nervousness about getting this vaccine. What are you doing to try and help convince people that this is safe, that you're not being experimented on, that you're getting the same vaccine as everyone else, and this is a moment to trust the government?
Well, thanks, Katie, for giving us an opportunity to talk about this very important subject. We essentially are telling all of the people that we encounter that we made this commitment because we're close to the community, the medical community. We know many of the individuals who were very involved as scientists in this process, and we essentially trust the process. It's also an opportunity for us to provide insight to our own community that even though this was the most rapid vaccine development in history, that it was done in the most efficacious way, and all of the objectives that needed to be met were met, and we want to continue to tell that story.
Since you both have the same last name, for the sake of clarity, Margaret, I'm going to direct this question to you, Dr. Margaret Pettigrew. You both got the Pfizer vaccine, but am I right to believe that you think that you actually got the vaccine while your husband did not get the vaccine, but instead got a placebo?
Well, it's because I'm the one who had a sore arm for a good significant period of time, and he said he must have gotten saline because he didn't feel anything at all. But, you know, I wasn't ill. I just had a sore arm, and that's all it was. And I think that that's proof that there's just not those side effects that people were concerned about. You know, Katie, I just need to say that, you know, as an African-American, that every day we wake up every single day just trying to be Black in this country. And the issue of taking this vaccine is so important that everybody understands that it is the science we have to trust, and really to get rid of all the noise we hear around this, because we are dying in significant numbers. And so the science is what we have to trust. We trusted the science. We know that it's going to make a difference. We want our family members around us. We want to see our grandchildren grow up. And I know everyone who looks like me feels the same way. So I'm encouraging everyone to take the vaccine, to make sure that they have the opportunity to see their family members survive.
Let me follow up on that. When you are confronted with people who are getting a lot of disinformation on social media, there's some nasty stuff on Facebook with some really vicious lies about this vaccine. I just heard about one of them a moment ago. When you're confronted with people who say, what about the Tuskegee experiments? How do you convince them that yes, I understand your skepticism, but no, this is a moment to really trust. Do you show them where you got the shot in the arm? How do you look them in the eye and get them to trust you?
So we were part of Tuskegee. I mean, we lived there. My husband was a vice president there. So we saw the effects of what happened to those men and women and the children because of the Tuskegee experiment. This fear is absolutely real. And that is what we have to understand. We have to acknowledge that the fear is real, but we also have to acknowledge that we have come a long way understanding the integrity of the science that is present for us today. Trust the science and move forward. And so we have to trust the science if we want to survive this. And we always have to come back to that. We trust the science because we live this life. We lived through the polio epidemic. We know what this can do to families. African-American families, people of color need to know that this is what they need to do and trust the science. Take the vaccine.
Chenits, what about you?
It's very unlikely that we will have another Tuskegee experiment. And I use that word very specifically because really this is not something that we are doing in the medical community. We're not experimenting on people anymore. We're not doing observational studies, and we're not keeping secrets as they did in the Tuskegee experiment. I think that we are educating and developing very honorable people who will not, who always honor their oath to do no harm, to heal people and take care of people, and not tell them that they are taking care of them when they're not. I think we hope that those days are behind us. We can't atone for that tragedy, but we do have to be sure that we preserve the opportunity for our community to survive beyond what the pandemic is doing at this point.
Chenits Pettigrew Jr., Dr. Margaret Larkins-Pettigrew, thank you so much, both of you, for joining us. And please do come back if you guys think there's any other message that we need to get out there on your behalf to help build this trust. Thank you both.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.